We purchased our Maison de Maitre in September 2024, and in March 2025, it was time to see what was under this smelly manhole cover.
That's a fair few years of build-up, that.
It turned out it was a holding pit for our sewer, for 3 of the toilets on that side of the house.
Oh, Mr. Poohman.
So our first job was to have it emptied.
What a job. Whew. This is a bit crusty.
As the weather started to heat up, the smell was starting to get much worse. So we called in the man that normally empties septic tanks. You can see here, the holding tank was extremely full, and certainly not acting like a holding tank, but more like a septic tank. The first issue was access. This tractor was not going to get into our gates. So we pulled the pipes all the way along the terrace, and thank goodness that worked. Welcome to Restoration Chronicles, Sewer and Drain Edition. Our waste disposal man was convinced that the tank must go somewhere.
Mon avis, celui-là, il est raccordé, oui, tac, ici, oui.
It turned out he was right. After a bit of digging, we did find the original pipe. Unfortunately for us, we couldn't reuse it because it was made out of cast iron and was past its sell-by date. So we had to run all new sewer pipes. And in today's edition, we'll be showing you how we got on. We knew from our survey that our grey water was going into the sewer.
One big pipe.
Our next job was to find out where the grey water was joining the sewer.
So if we turn the sink on...
And so began a marathon around the house, turning on taps, turning on showers to see where all the grey water was going to.
Okay.
So
Yes, you're right. Second out of the pipe. I can hear something coming.
yeah, okay, cool. It turned out that the tap at the top of the house was going into the downpipe, which it definitely shouldn't have been doing. Fixing it, though, would have to wait until we renovated the upstairs bathroom.
Okay, so that's the same place as our bathroom.
Okay.
Should I try the sink in the other toilet?
Yes.
I would assume that's coming from to the downpipe.
So that was going to be 2 sinks to replumb.
I did that. I passed my finger on what looked like something that was wet, and it just started spurting water.
The other issue we had were our drain pipes. Due to the staining on the house, we knew our gutters were overflowing. We had identified this pipe as the stormwater pipe. So the plan was to drill a hole and see if it was blocked.
That's our stormwater. It's blocked.
Yeah, it seriously was. Okay, it's not draining here.
No.
Nope.
So we decided to drill a bigger hole.
Okay, now it's draining.
Yep. It's fine from there to there.
Yeah.
So our next plan was to push the hose all the way down the new hole, turn the tap on, and try as much as we could to unblock it. No matter how much Andrew pushed it down, it was definitely stuck. We estimated approximately this distance, where the pipe ends. So we kept at it.
Go further.
Push it down, baby. Push it down.
Unfortunately, apart from bringing up more muddy water, nothing was actually happening.
So, folks, this is what happens when you don't clean your gutters for 25 years.
Figuring this was a losing battle, we decided to dig and find the pipe to see if we could find the source of the issue, following it down to where we thought it went. I left Andrew to it, and a couple of hours later...
It's squashed.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how far it goes. Well, we found the problem.
Now we had found the issue, how far did it extend? More importantly, how far did Andrew have to dig?
It's flat. No, straight.
Oh, yes.
That's a join.
Yes.
It's broken.
Yes.
And that goes like a banana.
Yep.
So we can put a hose down this one.
Yep.
Find it actually where it goes now.
It was a real relief finding the source of the issue. Although it was disappointing to see how long this pipe must have been crushed for, given the amount of earth that was in it.
Okay.
The next step was identifying where our stormwater was draining to. As once we had established that, all we had left to do was fix it.
It's flowing! Well done, Andrew.
Oh, found it.
Andrew's next task was to cut the pipe and to look at removing all the excess mud that was still left in the pipe. Ideally leaving a smooth finish so it'd be easy to reattach the next pipe. It really had turned into a banana. After running the hose pipe down it, we were still getting a lot of mud. So, to clear the pipe, Andrew had a really bright idea. Put the water down the hose pipe and try and get it out this way, so as not to fill up the trench. It didn't work, much to Andrew's disgust. Now we had to wait until the trench dried out. And now it was time to tackle the sewer pit. We had asked Uday and Ali to come back to help us to take the sewer pit apart and to dig the trench for a new sewer pipe. Andrew had hurt his back, so this was perfect timing for a bit of muscle to help us out. We had identified an inspection hole here for our existing grey water. So the aim was for the boys to dig a trench starting here where we thought we could join the two pipes together. Unfortunately, we lost a bit of footage, but we did fix it, we promise. Drain pipes done. And now to deal with the sewer. The plan was to dig out the sewer pit, make a hole in the wall, then fill up the pit to the level of where the pipes came out of the wall with a view to putting in the new pipes. Uday was making short work of it, while his twin brother Ali was getting on with digging that trench for us. Thank you guys, what a trench. We were now faced with two pipes, and we had a bit of a bet between us of which toilet came out of which pipe. First one was the ground floor bathroom. The big pipe was both our bathroom as well as the top floor bathroom. Much to our consternation, we had to get two pipes into one. And it didn't help that neither was a regular size of 100 mil. And the other issue they had is they were not round, requiring a lot of filing down.
Standing in a poo pit.
So Andrew spent a lot of time filing them all down, as although we'd purchased some flexible joins, we still needed to make sure it fit as snugly as possible. Sky and Juno, of course, ever our constant companions. So after a number of hours of filing and chipping away, we were finally ready to put the joints on. And glad to see that our hard work hadn't gone to waste. Or rather, I should say Andrew's hard work.
That is a beauty. Two pipes into one.
Now we had to figure out how to join them to the pipe we'd put in the trench.
So they're going straight down, straight out,
Yeah.
which would be 90-degree corners. We can go 45, which will mean the pipe will go like that.
I think 45.
Yeah, I agree.
Now the pipes were in, we had to see if they worked before we glued everything into place. Fingers crossed.
Nothing.
Andrew's hard work had paid off. No leaking. And now all that was left to do was to fill in the pits with some loose gravel, making sure that we got everything under the pipes so that they were supported.
So I'll just keep doing that and make sure it's all underneath the pipes.
Yep.
And we'll see how we go from there.
Yep.
Our next step was getting lots of sand and putting it on top of the pipes. We knew that because we were moving bathrooms and toilets, we would have to dig this up at some point in the future, and therefore felt this was a good solution for the short term. This was actually great foresight on our part, as we've since discovered that one of our sewer pipes on the inside of the house is cast iron and compromised, so it needs to be replaced. Our next job was fixing the wall around the pipe to protect it from the elements.
A layer of cement from yesterday is rock hard.
Finally, our last job was rebuilding the outside of the wall. This was our first wall and served us well as a learning curve for the next wall. Check out the link above if you're interested in seeing how we did that. And there we go. This is how it looks in February 2026. This is of course a temporary fix, as we will be redoing this entire terrace. Make sure you stay tuned though, as this is not the final product. We hope you enjoyed today's edition, and as always, thanks for watching. And we hope you like, comment and subscribe, and see you next time.
We found an amazing plumbing shop called PUM. P-U-M. And
So we got this bad boy.
it's a big boy plumber shop. You know, big boy stuff. Nothing petite. All right.
Let's do it.